this might be a more depressing question, but where do you see the future of stand-up comedy these next few years with all that's going on in the world?
Yikes, bro. The clubs seem to still be open, and unless there's a national shutdown again, I think the comedy clubs will continue to operate at half capacity. So, full disclosure, I did a week of shows the first week of October. It was my first time on stage since February. It's the only time I was on stage. I did 4 or 5 shows. I had a college that I had to do, that I agreed to do. I didn't have to do it. I agreed to do it. And so to make sure I had the rust off for that gig, I did a bunch of, physically distanced rooftop shows and outdoor shows and, all of the usual stand up in the wilderness.
Yeah.
That's starting to happen now. And so the people who were there laughed harder. I'll say this about comedy club audiences now. They are more in tune with the craft. There's no one's going out in the pandemic for casual. Is it going to be funny? I don't know. Let's just see. No, the people who are there fucking want to laugh. Same like the NFL. Those people out there, they really fucking love football. If
That's
you're
true.
fucking out in this shit, you didn't just get some tickets from your boss. You're not a fucking bachelorette party who won 10 tickets in the fishbowl giveaway email blast. So the people who are there really love the craft. I just don't know if the business model right now, will be able to survive in the long run. When I say the business model, I mean the concept of these comedy clubs that have 400 seats. You can sell 150 and jack up the ticket price, but there's only so many comedians that can sustain that can justify a $40 or $50 ticket price, for what normally should be, $15 to $20 per person.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I don't know, bro. I think a lot of it also comes down to how many of the bigger name acts are willing to come back to the clubs for a while. I think they'll have to. I think the itch will get them, and the same way it got me. And you'll have to go to venues that can legally be open. And right now, that ain't theaters, and a damn show ain't arenas. Not for no concerts of any larger capacities. I think there were, no matter what, I'll say this because I'm sure there's some comedian listening that just got into it and is nervous. There's always been a need for the arts. There's always been a need for shows. People talk about the Spanish flu. The Harlem Renaissance started after that. So,
damn, that's true.
It'll come back.
I forgot about that. Yeah, I believe it'll come back too. Bert Kreischer suggested. Did you see what he suggested? Bert Kreischer said that like some of the really big names, like the guys who are selling out theaters, they should even go to these comedy clubs and do Mondays and Tuesdays just to like really give them a boost. That way the comics who are already kind of doing those funny bones and improvs, they don't really lose their spot. Because I guess the fear was that some of the theater guys would go back to the clubs and then it would push.
Oh, yeah, everybody gets demoted.
Down. Yeah, everyone's down.
Everybody gets demoted. It's like if baseball just lopped off single A and double A.
Which is kind of what happened, actually, when you think about it. The minor league season last year.
It's like that works because it keeps the clubs open in the long run. But then the question becomes, if the bigger name acts play on a Monday, Tuesday, the guys who are trying to sell a ticket, like I'll use myself as a perfect example. I don't sell out everywhere that I perform. I probably have, I'd say 15 cities where I know I can go in on a weekend and I know every seat is going to be filled and we may add a show, right? Let's take a market like, say, I'm trying to think of a market where I just sell okay. Let's say Austin, Texas, which Cap City Comedy Club just closed, RIP.
Yeah, it sucks.
Cap City Comedy Club seats about 300 or so people. In a regular non-COVID weekend, I was probably selling about 250 seats out of 300, right?
That's great.
Respectable. That's good. That's a good thing to build on. You come next year and 250 becomes 300. But I've never sold that club out, right? And only sold 250 when you can fill that bitch up. Now with COVID, you can only sell, let's say, 75 seats out of 300. Let's just say it's 25% capacity, right?
Yeah.
You're going to have to charge more to see me at $75 to make up that money to stay open and be functional. And to Bert's suggestion, hopefully there's enough people like me where $75 people would pay damn near double to keep the club open. But what the club may end up having to do is to go from being a 4 or 5 night a week club and become a 3 night a week club and book acts like Bert and Bill Burr and all of these people that already do the arenas and book them on those weekends just to stay open. And everybody, guys like me in certain markets, I got to go back down to AAA. And that is what it is. And that's not a bad thing if we're talking about the greater good of the craft and the business. But I'm also on a fucking television show and I have money to kite me in between. When you and I both know that comedy is sustained by the guys on the road. The comedy clubs are sustained. You know, I was a road comic for a decade before I moved to LA. I was in Birmingham and I logged 500,000 miles between 2 cars. So those are the guys that keep the clubs open, but they also appeal to the casual comedy fan. And I really think that the business of comedy boils down to the person who was deciding between us and a movie choosing us.
Yeah.
That's where the comedy club money is made. It's made on the people on the fringe who wanted to do something different for a change or, ooh, let's mix it up. Whereas right now, motherfuckers leaving the house, they got to love you. They got to fucking, I am risking infecting my lungs with the shit to come chuckle. So I got to know who you are. So I think comics can counter that by doing what they can to build their buzz online. And you may see a rise of indie venues. I personally think it's going to go back to the speakeasy, bro.
That'd be kind of cool though, actually, in a way. I mean,
think we're going back to the 100 seaters with like 50 people in there.
Sexy,
just keep yeah. That might be the new fucking thing. And you figure out another way to get your money.
Yeah, for sure.